Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Global HeartStream Meditation. I'm your host, Gabriel Gonsalves. How are you? How has your week been? Today, we're going to be talking a little bit more about heart centered meditation, the type of meditation that we practice here in this sacred space. A space that combines not only cutting edge science of heart coherence, but also the spiritual wisdom across different spiritual traditions and what they have been saying for thousands of years about the love, the wisdom, and the power of our hearts. Welcome, Cindy. Welcome, everyone who's joining us live here today. My apologies again for last week. I could not be with you guys live as I was away at the beach. I went away for a weekend retreat at the beach, and I really had a fantastic time. It was a really wonderful time. We had fantastic weather. It really still felt like summer. Still feels like summer here in Granada, believe it or not, today. I just can't believe. Normally, once we move into October, we already have some much cooler weather, cooler temperatures. But here in Granada, I think the sun still believes that we are in the summer. Hello, Amanda, out in sunny Cape Town. Well, you guys are now starting to get some sun for good. So one of the big realizations I had during the time that I got to go away and spend time at the beach was the importance of spending time in nature. There's so much research, so much evidence-based research that shows the healing effect of just simply walking barefoot on the ground. It reduces inflammation, it accelerates healing, it slows down aging. And one of the things that it does that it's hardly ever talked about is it allows you to release a lot of the electromagnetic energy that we receive from electromagnetic devices, computers, cell phones, etc. And not only that, remember that emotions are not only feelings, but they're also biochemical compounds or cocktails, as the Institute of Heart Math calls them. But they're also electromagnetic waves at the energetic level. So very often we're picking up other people's emotions or being drained by other people as well. And so making it a habit of walking barefoot and establishing a deeper connection with the earth can be very, very, very healing. You know, the earth, and especially a large body of water, such as a lake or the ocean, contains a lot of positive ions. And these positive ions actually have a very healing effect. They receive a lot of the negative charge from our bodies. So if you ever wonder why sometimes after a weekend at the beach or a day at the beach or spending time in nature, you feel suddenly very relaxed and very calm and recharged, it's because of this energetic exchange that happens when you are in nature. Now, this is really relevant for the type of work that we're doing here every Sunday, or for any of you guys who practice heart-centered meditation. Because what makes this practice different from other meditation practices is that it's really an embodied practice where we are connecting our heart, not just to the heart of divinity, the heart of the Creator, but we're also connecting our heart to the heart of the earth, the heart of the planet. If any of you guys have done my 21-day heart-centered meditation experience, which is available for free here in my YouTube channel, if you look for the playlist, you'll see that very early in the series, there is a guided meditation that's designed to help you ground yourself with the planet, and especially with aligning your heart or tuning in your heart to the energetic heartbeat of the earth. The earth also has an electromagnetic heartbeat, which scientists call the Schumann's resonance, which has been accelerated progressively over the past few years, and it's reached unheard of levels. And it's one of the reasons why it feels for many people that time is accelerated. It's not that time has accelerated per se, but our perception of time has accelerated. We are just living in a time where information is creating the illusion, the rate at which information is coming our way is creating the illusion that we're running out of time. And so hence the importance of having a group of practices that you can rely on a regular basis to help you come back to the speed of life. The speed of life. And the speed of life is really the speed of the planet. Look at your cat. Your cat is not stressed out because it doesn't have a cell phone. It doesn't have a to-do list. It's pretty much very much grounded in the line with the rhythm. A plan is it, as plans are, but we're the ones that disconnect from it, hence the importance of coming back. Welcome, Ravender. Nice to have you here. Geraldine, thank you for being with us today as well. All right, so today, before we go into our guided meditation, I want to share with you guys a resource that is available for free at my website. And it is called the Heart Center Meditation Guide for Beginners. It's if you go to my website where it says articles, and then there's right next to the section on articles there is another section called guides. You'll find there this PDF guide. It's an article format, but you can also get it downloaded and sent to you to your inbox. And this was my attempt several years ago of beginning to create a step-by-step process, an educational resource that will help people who are new to this type of meditation to begin to embody the practices. So I'll take you through a high-level view of this guide. Okay, I talk about the origins of heart center meditations, what it is actually, the science behind it, the many benefits of practicing heart center meditation, how to deepen this practice, what are some of the most common challenges that people have, and how to weave it with music, prayer, using mantras and affirmations. Excuse me. And then some of the most frequently asked questions that people have when they begin this practice. And so the practice comes in with the step-by-steps instructions on how to begin the practice on your own. Let me highlight some of the benefits. As a result of doing this type of meditation, I think it's funny every time I say medication, I make the mistake because meditation is a form of medication. Every time you practice heart center meditation, you're going to increase your capacity to love and accept yourself and treat yourself with a tremendous amount of compassion, primarily because you're learning how to cultivate this feeling, this energy, this vibration of compassion for yourself. There's also increased capacity for empathy, tolerance, and patience, a stronger sense of connection to all living beings, reduce depression, anxiety, and everyday stress. There's going to be an enhanced ability to forgive and let go of others. As your heart center expands and you're able to sit more and more and more with disappointment, anger, sadness, grief, etc., it becomes easy to let go of those grievances that we normally tend to hold in our hearts. And so I always like to believe, I believe that forgiveness is a muscle. And so the more you forgive yourself, the easier it becomes to forgive other people. And so the quicker you also forgive other people and yourself. You start to connect also with a greater sense of purpose or a reason why you're here, and begin to find greater meaning, even in the smallest acts. You live your life with a greater sense of gratitude, contentment, and inner peace. And this is a big one. You also start aligning more and more and more with your inner source of inspiration, your inner wisdom. So it becomes very, very easy to just know exactly what it is that you need to do when confronted with problems or important decisions about your life. right? You receive the information from your intellect, from your egoic mind, the part of you that has been programmed and can understand concepts and ideas. But you tune in and tap into a part of you that is always connected and sees the bigger picture of your life. And that is the part of many of us that we've been losing more and more and more touch with that. The more you lose touch with your inner wisdom, the more easily manipulated you can be by others. And so remaining very grounded in your own inner sense of wisdom allows you to then to just to remain very strong in your core, in the same way in which when we go to the gym and we exercise the core, it becomes very difficult for somebody to knock you down. So the heart is the core. In fact, the word core comes from cœur in French, which means heart. And so let me just answer some of the most common questions people have when they do this practice. So the first question that often comes up is, when is the best time to practice this type of meditation? And I always like to say, any time, as often as you possibly can. When I started doing this practice over, my gosh, nearly 20 years ago, I did it at least 3 times a day. And that's one of the reasons why I had kind of like an accelerated in my emotional development, because I was really, for the very first time, strengthening my ability to experience negative emotions and to surrender them and let them go. So you can practice it anywhere, anytime. I always recommend that if you're new to it, that you begin by just doing 5 minutes. And again, a reminder that my role here as a teacher is to be a guide, to help you find that place within your heart, okay? But I'm not a replacement for your heart. I can only guide you there, and then it's up to you to begin to nurture that connection. How long before you start seeing or noticing benefits from this practice? Well, you may notice that at the very beginning, the changes are very subtle. But after a few weeks, you're going to start noticing that you start to feel calmer. Your baseline for calm and being in a state of appreciation and just receptivity increases. You begin to grow in your capacity to trust yourself, trust the process of life. And as I said, you begin to start accessing more and more of your own inner wisdom, your own intuitive intelligence. Do I always have to sit still during heart center meditation? Yeah, initially it's very important that you sit if possibly. I don't recommend that you do this laying down, because the tendency for the body is, once your parasympathetic nervous system gets activated, which is the relaxation response, is the tendency is for people to fall asleep. And so what you want to do is you want to remain very conscious. This type of practice is just about being really present to the feeling in your heart, to the heartbeat, to the wisdom, and to all the sensations of the present moment. What if I experience pain during the meditation? Well, this is a wonderful question, and it happens very, very often to people. In fact, when I first did my training with the Institute of Heart Math, I remember several people during the training would comment, my gosh, I'm starting to feel like pain in my heart. And is it because of this practice? Should I stop? And I remember asking my trainers at that time, but the truth is the majority of them never really gave me an answer that was satisfactory. And what I began to discover later on my own, by my own experience, and then the experience of guiding hundreds of people in seminars and retreats, teaching them this practice, is that many of us have areas of our heart center, our heart chakra, that has been blocked, primarily due to trauma, periods in our lives when we were laughed at, made fun of, hurt, betrayed, abandoned, you name it. And so what happened is that the heart started to build a wall around it. Okay, so just like in a heart attack, there's actually parts of your heart that literally died because The blood vessels cannot nurture it. The same thing happens, and they're at an emotional, electromagnetic level. There are literally aspects of your heart chakra that are numb, that are blocked. And so as you start to energize the center, you start to tune in and tap into the unmet pain from many, many, many years ago. It's the same type of pain that Eckhart Tolle refers to as the pain body. Okay, so you're now having to meet all pain that, for whatever reason, to protect yourself, to survive, you deny, you disown in you. So the idea is just to learn to sit still, breathe into the heart, welcome the pain, allow it. Very often, these pains are associated with some memory, so you may actually have memory starting to come back to you about events in your life. It has also happened to me as well. And for some people, I've actually had some people in my workshops and clients who have told me that some of these actually are related to past lives where they were also experienced betrayal. So some of the things can be passed down through genetically, but then also at the level of the soul. So you may want to also be aware of that. And so the main thing that I would recommend is that if you do feel pain, welcome the feeling, welcome the emotion. It's an old emotion that it's coming home now so that it can be met, so that it can be welcomed, so that it can be deeply allowed. And the healing happens by simply just being present with the emotion and allowing it to run its course. Because if you really allow the emotion to run its course, what you will find is that it just leaves you. Okay, what kills people more often is not the emotion itself, but it's everything that we do normally to avoid feeling emotional pain. How do I know if my heart chakra is open and balanced? Well, one of the main things that you will notice is that your heart begins to open to the feeling of love, compassion, gratitude, and appreciation. And when we speak about an open heart, what we're really saying is a heart that is now open to the energy of love. Not only welcoming other people's love, God's love, the divine love, the love of life itself, but it also willing to share it, to give it. Okay, and so a heart chakra that is balanced is one where there is harmony between giving and receiving. Is the use of mantras, or in our case, affirmations, absolutely necessary? No, you can just do your practice sitting in silence. I think that at the very beginning, it's good just to develop just the foundational pillars of focusing on the heart, breathing in and out of the heart, and then slowly activating the feeling, the gratitude, compassion, appreciation, and then learning how to radiate that feeling to yourself. But after a while, you may realize that because your heart is open and you're very receptive, and because you've now established a deeper connection between you and the heart of God, the moment you begin to vibrate at the energy of love, because God is love at that moment, God begins to enter more and more and more and more into your heart. And so these are really wonderful, wonderful opportunities then to speak your word, to do visualization and manifestation work, to speak a prayer and send love to another person. And so I don't think that they are absolutely necessary, but they're really wonderful complementary practices. So I highly recommend them. And then the last question is, can I use candles or incense for meditation? Absolutely. I really do believe that creating a space, an environment that feels sacred to you can go a long ways in helping you anchor an even greater presence of divinity in you. It's been very well documented in Dr. David Hawkins' kinesiology research in consciousness that whenever you burn some sage or burn incense, immediately it elevates the frequency of the space where you do that. So this is why in shamanic ceremonies they always burn sage, etc. It elevates the frequency. And another thing that it does, and a lot of people don't talk about this, it actually dispels evil or negative spirits. Okay, it's the same thing as the sign of the cross does exactly that as well. Okay, it immediately generates a field that dispels or discourages these energies from being around you. And this is why they're so used. And they are incredibly powerful and very effective. All right, so how are we doing on time? Okay, so it's time now to move into our meditation experience. Oh, before I do that, I want to remind you that for those of you guys who feel called to go deeper into this type of meditation, there are two groups that I facilitate within the Heart Mastery community. One of them is called the Sacred Heart Meditation Circle that meets every Wednesday at 12 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. It's for people that want to come in and ask questions. We get to check in, set our intention, and we go deeper into these practices together. But it's an opportunity also to make some friends and to also, and to make prior requests. And since we began already 3 months ago, it's been a very, very beautiful, deeply healing and transformative space for everyone that's been part of that. The other space within the Heart Mastery community is the Heart Mastery Circle. That is for anyone that wants to go even deeper by learning the full Heart Leader Operating System, which is made up of a continuity of different courses that focus on emotional self-mastery, creative manifestation, living from the heart. And so it's for people that want to embark on this path and they want to learn the different frameworks that will deeply transform their lives. And it includes not only the courses, but it includes the coaching as well. You get to receive coaching, and obviously a big part of it is also the strong community support that you receive by joining other people who shared the common interest of wanting to live and be more in their hearts. And if you want to join either the Sacred Heart Meditation Circle or the Heart Mastery Circle, you can do that by visiting my website, gabrielgonsalves.com. You'll find it under courses and programs. All right, so with that, let's go ahead and move into our sacred meditation space. Heart center meditation. It's about activating this sacred aspect of our hearts. We have a physical heart that beats. We have an emotional heart that feels. We have an electromagnetic heart that vibrates. And a spiritual heart that connects you to a dimension far beyond of what your mind could ever conceive. I like to call this dimension the eternal heart. Eternal heart of God, the eternal heart of the universe. I don't care what you call it. This is what we are intending together when we practice heart center meditation. And the steps, before I guide you through them, are very simple. We focus our attention on our hearts. Then we unify our hearts to the heart of God, the heart of divinity. And from there, we begin to direct the breath into the heart fully, slowly, with a nice, even rhythm, activating a positive emotion and then radiating that emotion to ourselves so that we create a sense of unity within that is referred to as heart-brain coherence. And then from there, we can now radiate that out into the world, affecting people, events, situations around us. This is the power of the collective heart. And then we end with gratitude. A very simple prayer that we can begin with. And I'm going to post this in the description because I don't think I've shared this prayer with you guys before. is a prayer to help you unify with the heart of God. So let's begin following the steps that I just described by placing first a hand over the heart, taking a few moments just to feel, to be present with yourself and with what's true and real right now for you. And now, using the power of your imagination, imagine that there is a silver cord or lace or beam that is connecting your heart to the heart of divinity. Feel it, knowing that your intention makes it real, makes you available to this connection. It welcomes it. And then from this place, let's recite this very simple prayer together. I now connect, attune, and unify my heart to the infinitely loving heart of God. Knowing that where God is, I am. And that where I am, God is. My heart is one with God's heart. I let His love fill my heart, purify my mind, and uplift my soul. I am now in God's heart. Amen. As you gently close your heart, close your eyes, sorry. I meant to say close your eyes, not your heart. We want to open the heart. Begin to breathe into the middle of your chest. Imagine it as if you could breathe straight through the heart. Breathing nice and slow. Nice and full, so that as you breathe, the air flows all the way down into the pelvic area. There's no need to hold the stomach in. Creating a nice, even rhythm so that the inhale and the exhale are about the same length. As you breathe in and out, notice the heartbeat in the middle of your chest. Giving yourself permission to feel gratitude and appreciation for the presence that beats in your heart. Feeling gratitude and appreciation for the sacred spark that ignited your heart when you were only 21 or 22 days old. Feeling gratitude and appreciation also for this feeling heart of yours that feels life, feels other hearts, has longings, that has unmet desires. Feel gratitude also for this energetic heart that is filled with magnetism that draws to you. Your desires that draws to you people, events, situations, circumstances in your life, and then equally pushes those things that are not in your highest good away from your experience. Feel gratitude, the wisdom that resides within your heart. It reminds you that deep down is a part of you that knows that you know that you know that you know what is right for you, who is right for you, when is right for you, how is right for you. When you are connected to this inner wisdom, life flows effortlessly. You think about someone, they call you. You have a desire for something, it shows up. That's because this part of you is always connected to the infinitely loving heart of God that knows your needs and desires before you even ask. Feel gratitude for this part of you. Allowing this feeling of gratitude to begin to grow and expand. You can imagine that within this heart center of yours, there is a golden light that shines. And that just like the rising sun over the ocean, it warms up all the waters in your body, bringing warmth, energy, balance, and harmony to every organ, to every tissue, to every cell. Breathe in that harmony. Welcome the healing waters that emanate directly from the heart of life itself. Letting the frequency of love penetrate every atom of your being. With each breath, allow your body to relax even more so, creating the inner conditions so that more and more of this love of the Creator can penetrate inside of you, bringing harmony, healing, compassion. Welcoming creative ideas, creative solutions to all problems. As you give yourself permission to just bask in the radiance of the golden light that shines forth within you. A micro expression of the eternal heart of divinity shining in you. beloved presence of God in every person here today, the life that beats in our hearts. Thank you for the gift of life. Thank you for the love, the wisdom, the power that guides our lives. Thank you for the strength and resilience that has brought us to this moment and this time of our lives. Please continue to heal and bless every aspect of our lives, shining within all those places in our hearts that need healing. Soften our hearts, rejuvenate and renew our hearts, that our hearts may be made new and whole. The purity in the heart of Christ may shine on each person here today, that the purity of the golden light in the heart of Buddha may shine supremely. The immaculate heart of Mary, which is our own Christ self, the immaculate expression in us, radiates supremely in our hearts. As the light intensity within your heart begins to grow and expand, imagine that it begins to radiate to your loved ones, to your family and friends, to your clients, to your students, your coworkers. See, feel it as it goes beyond the shores, the places in the world where there is war, famine, and conflict, where individuals have been disconnected from their own divinity and are operating from fear and desperation. The stillness that radiates within your heart flow out as a heart stream of compassion and unconditional love that softens the heart of everyone it touches. As we bring this meditation to a close, take a moment to anchor in your awareness this feeling of openness, availability, and receptivity right now by declaring here with me, I am one in the heart of God. I am one with the wisdom of God. The love of God fills my heart. The love of God purifies my mind. The love of God uplifts my soul. Taking a deep breath as you open your eyes. Feeling wonderful, feeling calm, grounded, centered, ready to move forward, and welcome back. All right, we've reached the end of our time together already. Can you believe it? My goodness. Mary Moore, you're very welcome. It's a pleasure having you here. Hello, Eiley Workman, welcome. Hello, Mariette, also. Those of you who made it after we had just started. All right, so as a way to recap today, we went back and looked at some of the foundational principles of this practice, and I share with you guys the importance of now more than ever being grounded on the planet, giving yourself permission to regularly walk barefoot on the grass, on the sand, so you can anchor a lot of the electromagnetic energy that we're receiving not only from electromagnetic devices, but then also negative emotions from other people as well is one of the ways you can very easily recharge also your own electromagnetic system. We are in many ways walking batteries, and so this is one of the quickest ways to recharge it. And then that when you combine that with a practice like heart center meditation that allows you to deepen or strengthen your connection to the heart of divinity, also with the heart of the planet, and then use that energy to energize your heart and to create an inner sense of coherence or of inner harmony within you, then you will begin to reap the many benefits of increased inner wisdom, greater emotional resilience. Believe it or not, it would be boosting also your immune system as well. It happens very often to me that I feel like I'm starting to get a little bit under the weather. I'm about to get a cold, and then I do this practice just for about 15, 20 minutes. And then a couple hours later, it's completely gone. And part of the reason for that is that this practice has reduced the levels of cortisol. Cortisol inhibits the immune function. And so when there's less cortisol in your bloodstream, then your immune system becomes stronger. So I took you through the different steps of the practice, share with you this PDF, which is available for free on my website, gabrielgonsalves.com. And also I answer some of the most frequently asked questions people have about this practice, which is not really associated with any spiritual tradition. In fact, it just uses timeless spiritual principles and combines them with the latest research, scientific research in the science of the heart. All right, my beautiful friends. So I want to remind you, finally, that if you do feel called to go deeper into these practices, you can also join my Heart Mastery Circle, or the Sacred Heart Meditation Circle, which is to the of the sort of the entry level programs of the Heart Mastery community. And you can learn more about them by visiting my website, gabrielgonsalves.com. Wherever you are in the world, please remember to take care of yourself so that you can take care of others. I look forward to connecting with you again next Sunday at this exact same time for another inspiring, healing episode of our Global HeartStream Meditation. To those of you who could be with us live here today, thank you so much for being with me, for supporting me, and then also for supporting this work, which is very, very needed at this particular time. Until then, I send you all of my love from my heart to yours. Bye-bye for now.